reflex of being underwater. And so, you know, and then I start floating down to the bottom, okay, very gently. The shark still thinks, hey, he's still looking like food to me. And he came charging up. But just last moment, I realized that he wasn't going to bite. He was actually, you know, we've all had a buffet just now, yeah? What do you do at the buffet? You go have a look at it, don't you? And then you decide what you're going to eat. This is what the shark was doing. He was having a quick look. Am I a tasty morsel or not? But he did come in and gave me a hard whack in the stomach. Now, if I'd kind of flayed all over the place, basically, I knew that that would have meant he would have bitten me. Okay? So I had to stay really taut. And so when he hit me, it was like, ugh, you know. And you know, as that phrase goes about space, no one can hear you scream in space. Well, they can't hear you underwater either. And it's one of those awful things. So I then you know, realized that I've got to do that. It then goes away for a bit, and I sink to the bottom. I'm sitting there, and I look at all my gauges, and I work out my bottom time. Now, to divers, you know, any divers in here, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, I worked out with the reserves in my tank and the depth I was at, how long and how much oxygen I had in order to stay down for as long as possible. Hopefully, the shark would get bored. Okay? He did get bored in the end, and he did leave. Now, what does that tell me about, what does that tell you about me? Sorry? Structured thinking, what was, yeah, okay. That's how you use your experience, okay. We've got to look at the competencies which are used in everyday stuff to prove it and to prove how you will react. Now, one of the things which was quite interesting, someone raised a very interesting point, and they said about, Bill, what was your risk analysis like? Because I dived with someone I didn't know. So my risk analysis, when it wasn't life-threatening, was absolutely terrible. So don't have me as a business partner. You know? But when it came down to the crux of the matter, when it came down to suddenly, you know, I was there on the life on the line, my risk analysis was pretty damn good, because it comes down to the fight, you know, the fight or flight thing. If I'd started to run away, I wouldn't be standing here. Yeah? But that's how you use your experience to demonstrate your competencies. And from that little story I've just told you, it was very easy for you to work out what my competencies were. You are going to do a very similar